Your subconscious mind is trying to kill your future to keep your past alive. And here's the twisted part. It thinks it's saving you. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a war happening inside you that you can't see, can't name, and probably blame yourself for losing. You call it self-sabotage. You call it lack of discipline. You call it fear of success. But what if I told you it's none of those things? What if the real reason you can't let go of what's hurting you is because your survival code has mistaken your pain for your identity and your identity for your life itself? This is about the subconscious survival mechanism that's been running your life from the shadows. And until you understand why your mind clings to pain, you'll keep fighting a battle you were never designed to win with willpower alone. See, we've been taught that change is about motivation, about wanting it badly enough, about pushing through resistance. But that's not how the deeper mind works. Your subconscious doesn't care about your goals. It doesn't care about your vision board, or your affirmations, or how much you've suffered. It has one job: keep you alive. And to your subconscious, alive means the same. The same patterns, the same identity, the same neural pathways you've been walking for years, even if they lead you in circles, even if they lead you into suffering. There's something I need you to understand before we go further. The version of you that's been struggling isn't weak. You're not broken. You're not lacking willpower. You're up against something most people don't even know exists. And if what I'm about to share resonates with where you are right now, if you feel like you've been fighting yourself for too long, consider subscribing, because this channel exists for those who are ready to see what's actually happening beneath the surface, not just what we've been told is happening. But here's the question we're going to answer by the end. Why does freedom feel like death? Here's the reframe that changes everything. Your subconscious isn't resisting change because you're doing something wrong. It's resisting change because it's doing something right from its perspective. To the subconscious survival mechanism, your identity isn't just a story you tell about yourself. It's a biological structure. It's a map your nervous system uses to predict threat and safety. And when you try to let go of who you've been, even when who you've been is painful, your subconscious interprets that as existential danger. Think about it. You've survived every single day of your life as this version of you. Anxious you, afraid you, guarded you, whatever pattern you're trying to break, that version got you here. It kept you breathing. And your subconscious has logged that as evidence. This identity works. It doesn't matter that it hurts. It matters that it's familiar. And familiar, to the primitive brain, equals survivable. This is why people stay in toxic relationships, why they return to old habits right after breakthroughs, why they can know exactly what they need to do and still not do it. It's not about knowledge. It's about perceived survival. The subconscious reads transformation as termination. Letting go feels like dying because, to the part of you that's been keeping you safe, it is. So here's the real question, the one we'll keep circling back to. If your subconscious believes your old identity is what's keeping you alive, how do you convince it that your new identity won't kill you? How do you teach a survival system that expansion is safe? That's what this video is really about. Not motivation, not mindset, but reprogramming the part of you that thinks change equals death. And we'll get to exactly how that works. But first, you need to see how deep this pattern goes. Let's break down what's actually happening in your nervous system when you try to change. Dr. Stephen Porges, who developed polyvagal theory, discovered something profound. Your autonomic nervous system is constantly scanning your environment for cues of safety and danger. This process, called neuroception, happens below conscious awareness. And here's where it gets critical. Your identity, the consistent patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that define you, becomes part of that safety detection system. Imagine your subconscious as an ancient security system that's been running for thousands of generations. It doesn't update quickly. It doesn't care about logic. It operates on one principle. What's familiar is safe. What's unfamiliar is potentially lethal. This is the survival code. Now, when you've been anxious for 10 years, depressed for 5, or playing small your entire life, that state isn't just a habit, it's encoded as your baseline. Your nervous system has mapped that emotional signature as home. It knows the neurochemistry of that state. It knows the muscle tension, the breathing pattern, the thoughts that loop. It has become your identity's fingerprint. So when you start to shift, when you begin to embody confidence, peace, or expansion, something fascinating and terrifying happens. Your subconscious doesn't recognize you, the new emotional state, the new behavior, the new energy. It reads as foreign, and foreign triggers the alarm. Your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, doesn't distinguish between physical danger and identity danger. To this ancient part of your brain, abandoning your known self activates the same survival response as facing a predator. This is why change feels so uncomfortable, even when it's positive. Many of us in this community have experienced this. You finally start feeling good, and suddenly anxiety spikes. You're about to break through, and you self-sabotage. You're stepping into a new version of yourself, and your body starts sending panic signals. That's not weakness. That's your subconscious survival mechanism, doing exactly what it was designed to do. Protect the identity structure it believes is keeping you alive. The subconscious mind operates through pattern recognition and prediction. It takes your past and projects it into your future to keep you safe. If your past has been defined by struggle, your subconscious will predict that safety requires continued struggle. If your identity has been built around being the person who doesn't succeed, who doesn't deserve, who doesn't belong, then succeeding, deserving, and belonging will trigger internal alarms. Your system will literally create symptoms: anxiety, fatigue, brain fog, sudden doubt, to pull you back into the familiar pattern. This is the invisible war. You're not fighting your future. You're fighting your subconscious's attachment to your past. And here's what most people miss. This survival code isn't just personal, it's ancestral. The unconscious mind carries loyalty patterns inherited from your lineage. Sometimes, growing beyond your family's emotional blueprint feels like betrayal. Sometimes, healing what they couldn't heal activates a deep, wordless guilt. Your subconscious may be holding on to pain, not because it's yours, but because letting it go means stepping outside the identity your lineage normalized. That's how deep this goes. So knowing all this, let's talk about what doesn't work. Because this is where most people, many of us who are on this path, have spent years spinning our wheels. The first mistake is trying to think your way out of a survival response. You've probably told yourself 1,000 times that your fear is irrational, that you're safe, that you should just push through. And your logical mind agrees. But your subconscious isn't listening to logic. It's listening to your nervous system. And if your body is registering threat, no amount of positive thinking will override that signal. The second mistake is forcing change through willpower. You decide you're going to be different starting today. You're going to be confident, open, abundant. And for a few days, maybe even weeks, you sustain it. Then suddenly, you collapse back. You think you failed. But what actually happened is your subconscious detected the deviation from your baseline identity and course corrected. It pulled you back to the familiar because the familiar felt safer. Willpower is a conscious resource. The survival code is unconscious and far more powerful. You're not going to override it by trying harder. The third mistake, and this one is subtle, is spiritual bypassing. Telling yourself you've already let go when your body is still holding on. Affirming you're healed when your nervous system is still in defense mode. This creates a split. Your conscious mind believes one thing, but your subconscious believes another. And when there's incongruence between what you say and what you feel, your subconscious always wins. It's not about what you think you've released. It's about whether your body believes it's safe to release it. Research in neuroscience shows that lasting change requires what's called reconsolidation. The nervous system needs to update its threat prediction model with new evidence. But if you keep approaching change from the neck up, if you're only working with thoughts and beliefs, you're missing the layer where the survival code actually lives. And that's why the same patterns keep returning. You're addressing the surface while the deeper structure remains untouched. So, let me say this clearly, because I need you to hear it. You are not the problem. The part of you that keeps returning to old patterns, that resists change even when you desperately want it, that holds on to pain even when you're exhausted from carrying it, that part isn't sabotaging you. It's trying to save you. It's operating from an outdated map, yes, but it's not your enemy. It's a protector using the only strategy it knows. And here's what that means. The resistance you feel isn't evidence that you're not ready, not strong enough, not spiritual enough. It's evidence that you're human. It's evidence that you have a nervous system that's doing exactly what millions of years of evolution designed it to do. The people who struggle the most with letting go aren't the weak ones. They're often the ones who've survived the most. Their subconscious survival mechanism is strong because it had to be. So, if you've been blaming yourself for not being able to just move on, just let go, just change already, you can stop. The battle you've been fighting isn't a character flaw, it's a design feature. And once you understand that, once you stop trying to overpower your subconscious and start working with it, everything shifts. There's a way through this that doesn't require you to be stronger or more disciplined. It requires you to be smarter about how the deeper mind actually works. And if this is landing for you, if you're realizing that maybe the struggle wasn't what you thought it was, do me a favor. Leave a like on this video. Not for me, but because someone else needs to hear this. Someone else is blaming themselves right now for a survival mechanism they didn't even know was running. Let's make sure this message reaches them. Now I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself something. What would become possible if you stopped trying to destroy the old version of you and started helping it feel safe enough to evolve? What if the resistance you've been fighting isn't the obstacle, but the doorway? Here's the second question, and this one goes deeper. What are you actually afraid of losing if you let go? Not what you think you should say. What does your body fear? Because sometimes what we call fear of failure is actually fear of success. Fear that if we become who we're capable of being, we'll lose connection to the people we love. Fear that we'll outgrow our family's story and be left alone. Fear that we'll have to face how much time we spent being someone we weren't. Those who are already awakening to this understand. The fear isn't about what's coming. It's about what has to die for the new to be born. And your subconscious is grieving that death before it even happens. We're going to come back to this, but first, let me show you what actually works. Not in theory, in practice, in the body, where the survival code lives. Let's talk about what actually creates change at the level where your subconscious survival mechanism operates. Because this isn't about adding more practices to your routine. It's about giving your nervous system the evidence it needs to update its threat model. And that happens through consistent somatic safety cues. The first practice is what I call identity bridging. You don't jump from old you to new you overnight. You build a bridge. Every day you take one small action that the new identity would take, but you do it while reassuring your nervous system that you're not abandoning the old you, you're expanding it. For example, if you're moving from scarcity to abundance, you don't force yourself to spend money you don't have. You practice embodying the emotional state of abundance in small, safe ways. You notice beauty. You give freely in tiny ways. You let yourself receive a compliment without deflecting. These micro-actions send a signal. Expansion doesn't equal annihilation. The second practice is somatic tracking. Several times a day, pause and ask your body, where am I holding the old identity? Is it tension in your chest, tightness in your throat, a knot in your stomach? Don't try to fix it. Just acknowledge it. Say internally, I see you. You've been protecting me. Thank you. And this creates dialogue between your conscious intention and your subconscious survival mechanism. It builds trust. And trust is what allows the subconscious to release its grip. The third practice, and this is where people who are applying this work are seeing profound shifts, is pattern interruption with safety. When you notice yourself falling back into an old behavior, instead of shaming yourself, you pause and do something that signals safety to your nervous system. It could be placing your hand on your heart, taking 3 deep exhales, or simply saying, "I'm safe to grow." The subconscious learns through repetition. Each time you pair a moment of change with a cue of safety, you're rewriting the survival code. The 4th element is community reflection. This is subtle but powerful. Surround yourself with people who reflect the identity you're becoming, not the one you're leaving. Your nervous system co-regulates. If you're constantly in environments that reinforce your old story, your subconscious will keep pulling you back to match the field. But when you're around others who embody the frequency you're stepping into, your system begins to recognize that new state as safe and normal. This is why many in our community report that transformation accelerated when they found their people. Consistency, not complexity, is what reprograms the survival code. Small daily signals of safety accumulate. Over time, your subconscious begins to trust that change won't kill you. And when that happens, resistance dissolves. Now let's be honest about what this journey actually looks like, because I don't want you to think this is a straight line. It's not. There will be days when you feel like you've made massive progress, and then suddenly, the old pattern shows up with force. You'll wonder if you've lost all your progress. You'll question whether this even works. And in those moments, I need you to remember, regression is part of reprogramming. When your subconscious feels threatened by how much you're changing, it will sometimes pull you back hard. It's a last attempt to restore the familiar. This is actually a sign that you're close to a breakthrough, not evidence that you've failed. Those of us walking this path know, the darkest moment often comes right before the light. The self-sabotage intensifies right before the integration. What matters isn't that you never fall back. What matters is how quickly you recognize it and return to center. The old version of you might have stayed in the pattern for weeks or months. The evolving version recognizes it in hours or days and chooses differently. That's the real victory. Not perfection, but awareness. Not never slipping, but returning faster each time. Everyone in our community who's doing this work has moments of doubt, moments where the old identity feels more real than the new one. That's not failure, that's the process. Transformation isn't about never struggling, it's about struggling with consciousness, with compassion, with the understanding that your subconscious is learning a new language. And that takes time. So here's what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Right now, make a choice. Decide that you're going to stop fighting the part of you that's been trying to keep you safe and start guiding it forward. This doesn't have to be a massive declaration. It can be quiet. It can be a whisper inside your chest that says, "I see you, and we're going to do this together." And here's where we close the loop. Remember the question we started with. Why does freedom feel like death? Because to your subconscious, the old identity dying is death. But here's what you know now that you didn't know before. It's not death, it's metamorphosis. The caterpillar doesn't die. It dissolves into something it always had the potential to become. Leave a comment and share with us. Which of these 4 feels most true for you right now? The identity you're choosing to embody moving forward. Something you learned in this video that's shifting your perspective. The next practice you're committing to, or a moment in your life when you felt your subconscious resisting your growth. Here's who you're becoming. Someone who understands that the subconscious survival mechanism isn't the enemy, but the gatekeeper. And when you learn its language, when you show it that transformation is safe, it stops fighting you and starts supporting you. That's the shift. From internal war to internal coherence, from self-sabotage to self-synergy. This isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter where you're no longer asking why your mind clings to pain. You're actively teaching it that letting go doesn't mean death. You're becoming someone who can hold old identity and new identity in the same space until the bridge is complete. Someone who moves with their nervous system, not against it. If this resonates with the path you're on, if you feel like you belong in this space where we explore the deeper mechanisms of change, subscribe, because we're going to keep going deeper. into the places where real transformation happens, into the intersection of neuroscience, subconscious reprogramming, and the intelligence of the body. This is just the beginning of understanding why your mind clings to pain and how to finally set it free.